Bonjour everyone, I am the Board Observer, here to highlight the most talked about stories this past week on Political Storm. The weekly rundown begins now. On Thursday, LeBron James. Conservative Mexican shares his commentary about LeBron James establishing a charter school for underprivileged kids. He applauds LeBron for establishing a school with his own money, but he doesn't want this act of private charity to become a policy where we tax people more so that, as a society, we're doing what LeBron James is doing. He also laments the fact that LeBron had to drag Trump into the fray. On Friday, Manna Fort. Our contributor, Whiskey Congress, analyzes the ongoing Paul Manafort trial fanfare on alleged tax evasion and Ukraine dealings, but dismisses that it will largely affect Trump's administration. Manafort was part of Trump's presidential campaign team in 2016. On Saturday, MAGA. Our resident liberal contributor and co-publisher, Pat Greer, wants to set things straight. Trump and his MAGA antics are all acts to win elections. He's a normal person who mastered the art of the deal, and if you still deny it, at least you've been warned.
I warned you!
On Sunday, Iran. A report claims that Trump may strike Iran next month, as released by ABC, but Australia Prime Minister Turnbull dismisses it as speculation.
Nonsense. Errant nonsense.
Progressive contributor Politics on the March notes that war with Iran is a bad idea. On Monday, Walkaway. Trump supporter Suzanne Monk explains her own walkaway story and why 2008 was a key turning point. The Democratic Party walked away from her and from America after Trump won.
You're nothing to me now.
Also on Monday, the New York Times. Our conservative contributor, Jeff Courier, lashes out at New York Times' double standards in hiring racist reporter Sarah Zhang as part of its editorial board. The paper of record doesn't seem to care that large groups of their readers may be offended by Ms. Zhang.
But I don't care.
On Tuesday, Manafort. Mueller finally goes to court to try Manafort, but Judge Ellis scolds his team for obsessing over leads to information that could impeach Trump, which could be why this hearing takes place after all. Analysis by contributor, The Objective Podcast. Also on Tuesday, religious liberty. Attorney General Jeff Sessions has established a task force to promote the idea of religious freedom. Liberal contributor Alexis Chapman says this administration is only interested in half liberty. Trump supports freedom of religion, but not freedom from religion. He states that the First Amendment may make this issue a little dicey. On Wednesday, the sainted Jim Acosta.
Between two very spirited ideologues on the issue of immigration, and one of those very spirited ideologues happened to be a supposedly objective news reporter for CNN.
In light of the recent Sanders debacle, the Board Observer recalls this video he made a year ago, thinking he was right about Jim Acosta all along. He's an ideologue that puts aside his journalistic integrity to attack the Trump administration.
Say, if you want to do the Jim Acosta show, there's a rusting boxcar around the back of the freight yards with 3 semi-comatose hobos who are interested in it, but nobody else is.
Also on Wednesday, enemy. Conservative Mexican notes that Sanders is the first White House press secretary to require bodyguards and many other Trump officials being heckled, which proves the point that the liberal media has become the enemy of the people.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
And on Thursday, 3D guns. Our liberal writer, Steven Singer, believes wannabe terrorist Cody Wilson, who invented the way to print 3D guns, would only worsen our mass shooting problems and should be stopped at all costs.
Guns. Lots of guns.
On Thursday again, banned. Alex Jones and his conspiracy channel InfoWars has been permanently banned on YouTube, Facebook, and iTunes based on policy violations. Progressive Politics on the March thinks Jones is 95% crazy.
Break the conditioning now!
But he thinks banning him sets a dangerous precedent for content creators. And that about wraps up this edition of the Weekly Rundown. Be sure to log into Political Storm and join the conversation on the latest headlines of the day. Once again, I am the Board Observer, signing off.